My heart is racing. It's hard to keep my voice steady. I really don't know what to say, so I go with the most obvious. Sayori, why do you have a noose in your closet? Sayori looks down at it as though just noticing it for the first time. She still has that same sad smile on her face. It occurs to me that her smile must be some automatic expression she wears, and I realize that in all the time I've known her, it's probably rarely sincere. The thought makes my heart hurt. Sayori speaks in a low monotone.
I made it a while ago. I just kind of wanted to see if I could do it, I guess. So I looked it up. It's amazing what you can find on the internet.
Her weak laugh is totally mirthless. I'm still trying to keep my voice steady. I don't want to ask my next question because it feels like it will make this whole situation too real, but I force myself to ask. Are you thinking of killing yourself?
I would never do it. No, really. I mean, I don't think so. Life is an adventure, right? You never know what's going to happen next. And I guess that's what keeps me going. Trying to do my small part to make people happy. But at the same time, I just. It's. I don't know if this makes any sense, but it gives me a weird feeling of comfort knowing that if things get really bad, I can just end it if I decide to, you know? Like when everything is going wrong in my life, there's always one thing I have control over,
She looks down at the noose again.
so I keep it around. I guess I would tie it to the light in the ceiling and jump off a chair. Isn't that how you're supposed to do it?
I don't know if I can take any more of this. This is a nightmare. She's always been so happy and carefree. Hearing these words come out of her mouth is just otherworldly. My mind is racing. I don't know what to say, but I have to come up with something. Does anyone else know? Sayori shakes her head.
Monica knows that I'm depressed, but she doesn't know about this. She's a good friend, you know. Monica's been really, really good to me. She came to me when I was at my lowest. She invited me to join her club when I was under the biggest rain cloud of my life. She made me vice president, even though I didn't deserve it. And
A bit of warmth comes back into Sayori's voice.
it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Monica probably saved my life that day. I don't think she even knows it. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be here now. Like it gave me a new reason to keep going. New friends. It's amazing that people as different as Yuri and Natsuki can get along. I mean, sure, they fight sometimes. But seeing those moments when they're friendly to each other warms my heart like nothing else could. So, so I just thought if I could get you to join the club, I could share that happiness with you.
The warmth in Sayori's voice seems to go away.
And I thought maybe we could bring back the friendship we had before. That's why I tricked you into joining. I knew that if I told everyone ahead of time that you were joining the club, you would feel too guilty not to join. I know that was a bad thing for me to do. I know I was being selfish. I. I just. I really missed you. That day you stopped walking me to school, I felt like I'd lost you. And it really hurt. I don't blame you for it, though. It's my fault for being so. Well, you know. And I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to be in the literature club anymore.
Sayori stands there in silence. She doesn't seem to have anything else to say. Sayori, I want to be in the literature club. I'm enjoying my time there. And you're doing really well as vice president. Better than I thought possible, actually. I've seen how well you keep the group together, how you keep things organized. Even those pamphlets you just made are really professional looking. I know they'll improve everyone's experience at the festival. You should have seen how the place fell apart after you left on Friday. It isn't the same without you. Honestly, I don't give you enough credit, but you're doing an amazing job. So you definitely deserve your position as vice president. I think I see a faint glimmer of hope in her eyes.
Yeah?
Yeah. And well, you're right that I didn't want to be in the club at first. But it's really grown on me in the past few days. And I'm glad you invited me to join. I mean it. Because after all we've just said, I shouldn't find it so hard to say this. Before I joined, I spent all my afternoons and evenings at home playing video games and watching anime. And sure, it was fun, but it wasn't really fulfilling. It was kind of empty, really. I'm suddenly struck by the truth of what I'm saying. I didn't even realize I felt this way. My life really has improved since joining the club, hasn't it? The literature club has given me something to look forward to every day, and it's great having people to share with. So I'm really glad you got me to join. Seriously, thank you for that. I mean it. Some of the warmth comes back into Sayori's gaze. And I'm sorry for what I said earlier about you betraying your friendship. That wasn't true. I can see that this is really difficult for you to talk about, so thank you for being able to share it with me. I'm really happy to have you as a friend. I mean that, too.
Oh, Hallie.
Suddenly, Sayori rushes forward into my arms and hugs me tight. I hug her back. We stand like that for a long moment.
I don't want to be a burden to you.
You're not. You're really not. I want to be there for you when you need it. We're friends. That's what friends do. I know that you would do the same for me.
Yeah, I would.
Sayori slowly releases me and I do the same. I realize that Sayori still has the noose in her hand. It's an uncomfortable reminder of what we were talking about earlier. Sayori, I want you to promise me that if things ever get really bad, you'll talk to me about it, okay? Sayori says softly.
Okay.
Or, if not me, Monica, or somebody. Please, please don't ever let things get so bad that you think of that again. I glance uneasily at the noose again.
Okay.
Is there anyone else you can talk to?
I mean, Natsuki and Yuri are really nice, but I've never talked to them about anything like this before. So no one that I can think of. Just Monica. And you, of course.
Well, I was wondering if, maybe you could use some professional help?
I've thought about it, but I don't know. I don't want to trouble anyone. I mean, that's the kind of thing for people with serious mental problems, right?
I take the noose out of her hand. She doesn't resist. This looks pretty serious to me. She looks downcast. Maybe you could make an appointment with your doctor? Maybe she can suggest somebody for you to see? Did you just assume the gender of her doctor?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. I hope it's okay if I do that after the festival tomorrow.
The festival, right. After all this, it'll be weird to be performing poetry. Yeah, sure, but at the very least, if nothing else, you know there's a hospital not too far from here. If you're ever feeling that bad, I'm sure that if you just walk into the emergency room, they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And it's okay to let people take care of you. You're not being a burden.
Yeah, I'll try to keep that in mind. I guess I'm not really used to looking after myself.
I don't want to lose you, Sayori.
Aww. I guess Monica was right.
Monica?
She told me on Friday that I should just talk to you. I wasn't sure if I believed her, but I guess she was right.
Is that what Monica meant when she said I was Sayori's person of interest? I have to remember to thank Monica later. I admit that I don't know much about depression. I don't fully understand what you're going through. But I want you to know that I'm here for you to help you with whatever you need. And I think the first thing you need is this. I slowly untie the noose. Sayori watches me do it while heaving a sigh. I'm having trouble reading her expression. I don't know what she's thinking or feeling. When I'm done, I toss the untied rope aside. How are you feeling?
I think the rain clouds are going away.
She smiles. It's the biggest smile I've seen on her for a few days. I smile too. I'm glad.
I'm hungry.
That's the Sayori I remember.
Maybe if you want to stay a little longer, I can cook us some dinner.
No! That came out more forcefully than I intended. I still remember what happened last time.
Oh, it was only a little fire. I put it out.
Well, maybe we can just have some ramen noodles or something. It's pretty hard to screw those up.
I like that.
Wow, man. Really? I stay at Sayori's house for a few hours. All the tension seems to have gone away. We eat and talk and laugh and joke, and it really feels like everything's back to normal. Eventually, it's time for me to go. She sees me to the door. She gives me another big hug. She seems to be crying again, but I sense that this time they're tears of joy.
Thank you for being such a good friend, Howie.
We'll get through this. We'll just take it one day at a time, and we'll get through this. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Sayori,
Eh?
I don't know how to tell you this, but you kind of smell. Her laugh is a little sniffly through her tears.
I kind of forgot to shower today. I had a rough morning.
Maybe I should start calling you Stinky.
Meanie.
You know I'm joking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Thanks for asking.
Sayori squeezes me tighter for a few seconds. I can't believe you still have that stupid cow in your room.
Aw, hey, be nice. She's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess she is. I should go now, but you take care of yourself, okay?
Okay.
We'll have fun at the festival tomorrow.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
She gives me one more squeeze and then we let each other go. It's the day of the festival! I'm almost ready to go to school and I'm surprised to hear the doorbell ring.
Good morning, Hallie. I got tired of waiting for you and thought I'd come to your place instead.
Sayori, you're early! I'm impressed.
Yeah, go me.
Sayori does a twirl while giggling.
Are you ready to go?
Sure, let me just get my stuff. As we walk together, it's like I can feel her presence alongside me, practically radiating positive energy.
I had a really good time with you yesterday, Hallie. I mean, after we got through the bad stuff. I wish we could do that more often.
Me too, it was fun.
Yay! But don't forget to spend time with the other girls in the club, too. They're all wonderful people, especially Monica. And I'd love for you to get the same good feelings out of friendship with them that I do.
Sure, that's kind of the reason I joined in the first place. I mean,
You mean because it's full of cute girls?
uh-oh. I really didn't think she was shrewd enough to figure that out. Well, no, I mean...
It's okay, Hallie. It would be silly if you didn't notice. Just remember, they're all super nice people, too, so don't be afraid to get to know them. Nothing would make me happier than to see everybody getting along.
I'll keep that in mind. As we walk through the school, I see all the various clubs setting up for the festival. We pass by the anime club, where it looks like they've set up a marathon of my favorite game. Game? Anime. Good lord, what's wrong with me? I don't suppose we could stop here to check it out.
Oh, come on, Hallie. You can watch anime anytime. We have to help the club set up for our part of the festival.
Yeah, that's what I thought. As I enter the clubroom, the first thing I notice is a sweet, flowery smell filling the air. The windows have been covered by black paper for atmospheric effect. Monica is laying out the pamphlets we made on each of the desks, rather. Natsuki is setting up cupcakes on platters for guests. They're laid out in a kaleidoscope of different colors. Yuri is taking advantage of her height to hang up a colorful banner at the front of the room. The message on the banner says, "Literature is a luxury, fiction is a necessity."
Sayori, Hallie. Good, now we're all here. Okay, everyone. I hope all of you are ready to perform your poems.
Sayori seems to brighten up at the prospect of sharing poems. Natsuki has a resigned but determined look on her face. I see Yuri shudder in response. She's standing in the doorway, hanging up some kind of curtain of ribbons and paper.
As president, I think it makes the most sense for me to go first, so... I'll go first.
Monica looks surprised but pleased.
That's good, Sayori. That'll give me the chance to greet visitors. Speaking of which...
It looks like we have our first guests at the door. Monica goes to greet them.
Hi there, come in. Welcome to the Literature Club. Have a cupcake.
Monica introduces herself and invites people to sit down for the performance. I guess that means it's time for Sayori to recite her poem. Good luck, Sayori. She gives me a bright smile as she moves to the podium at the front of the room. She begins to recite the same poem that she did for the group last Thursday. But somehow, it's different this time. I can really feel the sadness in her voice when she gets to the darker parts of her poem. Maybe it's because I know what she's going through. But I can tell that when she speaks of sadness, it's coming from a very real, very sincere place. And it makes it all the more moving and satisfying when she gets to the happy ending. When the applause starts, I think I might be applauding harder than anyone else. After accepting the applause, she cheerfully skips back into the audience to sit next to me. The difference is startling. She looked close to tears during the poem. It's like she can turn it on and off like a light switch. I whisper to her, That was amazing, Sayori. Monica carries on with introductions and moving the performance along. My attention is occupied with Sayori as we carry on our just whispered conversation.
I think I'm getting better at expressing my feelings.
That's for sure. I don't think I've ever seen you so expressive except, well...
Except yesterday.
I didn't really want to bring that up. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Actually, talking about it yesterday helped me realize something. I've been trying way too hard to keep the bad feelings bottled up. Like, I've just been covering them with happy thoughts. And that's helped me get by for a while. But yesterday, it was like you opened up something inside me and they kind of started to flow away. I don't think the bad thoughts will ever fully go away. But it helped me realize that they're a part of me that I don't have to hide. And I tried to let that show a little in my poem today.
Well, whatever you did, it worked. I mean, your poem was really moving, Sayori.
Aw, thanks, Allie. It's really easy sometimes to let the bad thoughts take over and fill my head with sadness. And that's not fun. Sometimes I wish they would just get out of my head. But when I let it show a little at a time, I can make something beautiful, like I did with my poem. It felt really good to be able to share that today. Monica has been helping me to express my inner feelings for months. I think sharing with others might be really, really good for me.
Well, that's all fine, as long as things don't get as bad as we talked about the other day. I'd still feel a lot better if you talked to your doctor or something. After all, you shouldn't have to suffer for your art that much.
Sure, I can do that. But I also want to think about sharing with our friends.
Sayori suddenly lights up in excitement.
We should have a party!
What?
After the festival is done. Just the five of us getting the chance to really get to know each other and share with each other. Somewhere away from school and away from literature. It'll be fun!
That's kind of random, but I guess it's not a bad idea.
Yay! I think this is going to be the beginning of something amazing!
The rest of the festival carries on, but it's all just a blur to me. I find myself reflecting on that moment. Just in the last 2 days, I learned more about my friend than I had in a lifetime. It makes me wonder what the future holds as I get to know the rest of our club members. It's funny now to think that I didn't even want to be in this club at first. I wonder what my second week will bring. Ah, so the routes are fairly short. Okay. Kind of figured. Thank you for playing the True Literature Club mod. I'm going to let you in on a secret. There's a hidden route to Monica in this mod. All you have to do is make the other 3 girls like you. Restart the game and dedicate 1 poem to each girl, while making sure that no one dislikes you enough to not share their poems. Oh, if they all like you, Monica will surely take notice of your popularity. See? We evaded the Monica route by ruining Natsuki's day. Good luck. We know. All right. Well, I guess. Obviously, we're going to do all the routes. That was Sayori's. So now we gotta go to Yuri's, I guess. We'll just jump right in with Yuri's. Yeah. Gotta do this rigmarole again. We are not reading Act 1. We're just gonna do the poem minigames.